So I want to demonstrate some case round robin assignment that we have set up in GSO Salesforce. This is currently set up in a way that any team can leverage it. All that needs to be set up is a queue, and then it's just configurable as far as which users are in that queue. So here in a sandbox, I have just a demo queue. I've got 3 cases in it right now. Just to prove it's live, I'm going to go ahead and send an email in and go ahead and refresh this queue. It might take a couple seconds. But you'll see this is right now kind of the out-of-the-box Salesforce functionality where a case comes in, it's assigned to a generic queue. Here we have our proof. And any user can then go in and change owner and assign it to themselves, so on and so forth. But maybe what we want is we want the ability to do round-robin assignment. So we know what people are on our team, and we'd like the cases to be distributed amongst members of that team without needing to change the owner. So we have actually a custom object. I'm just going to go ahead and open up a new tab here. And if we drill into the assignments group tab, there are assignment groups set up. So I've gone ahead and pre-made a demo queue. Really quickly, we can see we've got that demo queue. It's currently monitoring the demo queue, and actually it's not. It's set to false. What you can actually do is you can have many different queues feed into the same assignment group. So in this case, I'm only monitoring this one demo queue, and we do have 2 members in that queue. So myself and David Visser are both members of that queue. So again, if you remember, when we sent that email in, it's just being assigned to the overall queue and not individual users. And the reason for that is because this queue is currently not active. So if I activate the assignment group to monitor this queue, so all I'm doing now is saying, yes, go ahead and monitor this particular queue. If I send in another sample, if I do that, and again, give it a second, refresh the case here, what we're going to see is that case is auto-assigned to David Visser. And in fact, if we refresh this assignment group queue here, we can see the last time David Visser got a case, today at 1:44. So if I actually send in another email, if you read the email there, I've gotten a little bit confident that I think the next case that comes in is going to go to myself, Michael Stewart. So if we refresh this queue here, sure enough, the very next case goes to Michael Stewart. And if we refresh this, we can see that yes, we've both gotten cases at 1:44. So this is going to cycle back and forth, constantly making sure that cases kind of are just assigned in a round-robin fashion. If you need to assign new members to that queue, we can simply add a new member. I'm going to pick on another person of my team. So we've assigned Hong now to that queue. I think there is a little bit of a logic where the first time you add it, they kind of get added to the very bottom. So you can see he's not going to get the very next case, but if we send enough emails here now, I'll do 1, 2, and 3. If we send in those 3 cases, we should hopefully see some of them start cycling through. So we got Dave again. The next one's probably going to be myself, and then Hong. So you can see as you add members to that queue, it's going to go ahead and keep doing that. Now, if for whatever reason you need to remove people from a queue, you can deactivate them. So if we go into this particular assignment, I think looks like Dave is going to be the next one up on the list. So if I drill into Dave, I can go ahead and set Dave to not active. So now, if we send another email in, shouldn't be Dave, and I'll send a couple more, no Dave, and one more just for good measure. So if we refresh that case view now, again, it takes a couple seconds to cycle through. Shouldn't be Dave. Sure enough, one gets assigned to me, one gets assigned to Hong, back to me again. So Dave is now out of that queue for the time being. We can go ahead and activate Dave, put him back in that queue, and we're back live just like that. Now, one final piece of functionality that we can do is we can actually schedule out of offices. So if I'm planning on being out of office, say tomorrow or next week, I can go into my individual assignment, and you'll see there's this out of office notices related list. So if I pick a new out of office and I say that Michael Stewart is going to be out of office, let's say I've got some personal leave scheduled, and I'm going to try to cheat a little bit here and say I'm actually out of office right now, and I'll end, say, tomorrow. It's not going to be exactly instant in this case. If I were to schedule it for days in the future, it will take place right around midnight of the time zone of the person that's creating the record. So if I'm creating this record in Bellevue in Pacific time, it will take place at midnight Bellevue time of the day that you pick. But since this is, I'm trying to force it, it's going to take a couple seconds to process here. But what's going to actually happen is an email alert is going to be sent to the person that's creating this out-of-office notice. So it doesn't necessarily have to be yourself. A manager or a supervisor can schedule out-of-offices for other employees. Certainly you can schedule it for yourself as well. But after this processes, an email is going to go out to the person that created the out-of-office as well as the person that is affected by the out-of-office, letting them know that, hey, this has been scheduled. We're currently planning on you being out of office on this day, returning on this day. And then when the out of office actually takes place, another email is going to be sent as kind of like a reminder. Hey, just so you know, right now you are actually out of office. And once all of that actually goes on, you can see it's still kind of waiting for this to process, trying to get it to force to run right away, but it is doing some stuff in the background that sometimes takes a couple seconds here. If we get that all set up, the email alerts will go out saying, hey, effective immediately, you're no longer in this queue. Likewise, when the out of office ends, another email alert is going to go out saying, hey, your out of office is wrapping up. You're being put right back into the queue, and those assignments will take place.